Welcome everyone. I want to share a simple somatic practice for when we're feeling stuck. And everybody knows that there's always moments in our life, moments in our day, moments in our periods of what we're going through where we feel stuck. So when we utilize the somatic practice, or basically what we're using is the vessel. Our body is a vessel, and this vessel, if we learn how to steer its ship, so to speak, then we can move through life's kind of challenges through our physical vessel. And so the good thing is we always have that. We always have our physical vessel with us, whether that physical vessel can move just a little or it can move a lot. We have that gift. So what I want to share with you today is a very simple practice of when we're feeling stuck. So if you have the capacity of utilizing your arms, which I know that's a silly question, but some people don't. So it already there, the fact that we can move our arms is already a gift. So take a moment just to lift your arms up. And just notice when I lift my arms up, what is lifting my arms up? What part of my body is lifting my arms up? And for everybody, it's going to be different. Okay, so just take that moment now, just that test, like, okay, you can even close your eyes. I lift my arms up. What is lifting my arms? Some might say it's the shoulders. Some might say it's the hands. Some might say it's the elbows. Okay, so just notice that. And now, when you're ready, I want you to start to feel your shoulder blades. So those kind of like bony blades that go up and down and move round and round, hopefully for you. I want you to see if you can start to let those relax, because what we tend to do, especially in yoga, is we tend to like, and we sort of like get really rigid around the shoulder blades. So this is why I'm talking about this area, because it tends to be an area that creates a lot of stiffness and rigidity in our practice, because we're always thinking we need to like bring our shoulders down and roll them back and then stand up straight. And what we have to realize is that the shoulder blades are really mobile if we allow them to. So now I want you to imagine, first of all, if you kind of almost like you're going to give somebody a hug, you can start to feel your shoulder blades opening up. So just do that. Inhale, exhale, and just start to feel the shoulder blades opening up. Okay? And so now just start to feel the shoulder blades when you move your shoulders. Just feel them move. You can roll your shoulders forward, you can roll your shoulders back, and you can start to feel your shoulder blades move. Okay, so whenever you're like not able to feel a certain part of your body, feel another part that you can feel. So I can feel my shoulders, and then I can feel my shoulder blades move. Okay, so now see if you can initiate. So roll the shoulders and move them around, and see if you can have that kind of hugging feeling, and see if you can relax the shoulders blades down and move the arms from the initiation of the shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades relax down and move the arms up. Shoulder blades down, move the arms up. And if you're like, what? Just move your arms, okay? Move your arms. Lift your arms with your elbow, lift your arm with your shoulder, and then see if you can initiate as if the shoulder blades are coming down and hugging, and then whoop, up. Does that make sense? Shoulder blades down and up. Okay, and the only reason I'm starting to get you to kind of do things like this is just so that you can see I can initiate movement from anywhere, but we want to start initiating the movement from the shoulder blades. So shoulder blades down, up, and then relax here. So here, instead of trying to draw the shoulder blades down and roll the arms back and stand in this like kind of very stiff yoga posture, which is, I understand it, but sometimes it becomes too rigid, too stiff. We want to start to see, let's start with the bottom. Let's start moving our ankles. Let's start moving our knees. Let's start moving our hips. And let's start moving our spine and our ribs and just start to feel the shoulder blades moving with that movement. And just start to see if the movement of your ankles, the movement of your knees, the movement of your hips, the movement of your spine can start to move the shoulder blades in different ways. You start to breathe in, breathe out, roll the shoulder blades forward, roll the shoulder blades back, and then kind of let them sort of be loose in your skin, loosey-goosey. I was doing this yesterday in our yoga class where we were really kind of exploring the shoulders. Now, how is all of this related to becoming unstuck? Well, when you start to literally unstick some parts of your body, and you start to move into action versus what we tend to do is we're going to go in our head and we're trying to figure out the problem. And like, I was just on a call with a client and she's like, okay, I need to do like X, Y, Z and then Z. And then I'm like, no, you need to do this, number one. So sometimes our mind tries to like, figure out all of this, like, how am I going to get unstuck? And if we start to look to the body, and we start to feel, what does it feel like to kind of like unstick my shoulders, or some people say like the place where I should do something. It starts to give your mind that like, the feeling of being unstuck. So continue here, rolling the shoulders, the shoulder blades. And as you roll your shoulders, you can start to feel the shoulder blades move and start to roll the shoulders back. And then we're going to start to twist from the base of the spine. You can slightly tuck your toe underneath and let the arms just be heavy and start to feel the shoulder blade just moving around again. What we're looking for is this like loosey-goosiness of the shoulder blades and their ability to kind of like loosen up and just be kind of fluid inside of your body. So just see if all of a sudden as you move, like, all right, okay. Breathing in, breathing out. And again, we're starting to bring the mind's attention into a particular area of the body, the shoulder blades, to also gain access to understand, like, how is it possible to promote health and relaxation with that particular bone? Because sometimes, again, when the mind is stuck, it's usually because there's been an overwhelm of information and things to do. So focus on one thing. We're focusing on the shoulders and through the feet, through the ankles, through the knees, through the hips, through the spine as you move. Just see if you can continue to allow the shoulder blades to be loosey-goosey. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we add a breath. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then you start to explore the movement of your shoulders as you round forward, as you round back, and you allow the movement just to become a little bit more organic, where you're not necessarily like, You're allowing the movement through ease, through relaxation, through the movement of the entire body, just to like, you're exploring these shoulder blades. You're exploring the possibility of movement. So you're not trying to get somewhere. You're really just like, let me feel versus think into the exploration of my body. Exhale here. And then we can exhale through the mouth and allow ourselves to land here on the ground. So often when we feel stuck, we're like, oh, up here, and then we're like spinning around. So we want to start to bring that attention into the body through like, this kind of exploration of the shoulder blades, and move it all the way down to the ground. So ankles rolling around, you can maybe think of them as figure eights, the knees figure eights, the hips figure eights, the spine, the shoulders, the neck. And you just allow yourself as if like you're moving like water inside of your body, and you're just letting the shoulder blades just kind of float around in there, breathing in. Breathing out. Relax your jaw, relax around your eyes. And you see it's like I'm moving in sort of like this circular figure eight movement. And I'm not trying to like kind of thing. And I'm not you're allowing the whole entire body to aid the release and the relaxation of the shoulder blades. And then you start to like explore, like, how far can I draw my shoulder blade back? How far can I draw my shoulder blade forward? How far can I draw my shoulder blade up and down? And you just start to like move it all around inside of your body. Breathing in. And you don't have to look like me when you do it. Like, people are all going to look different. Some people are really just going to be like this small little movement. Some people are like, oh, they're really going to get into it, and in their body is just going to go for it. And so, somewhere in between, it could be completely looking different. The important thing is to, can I keep my mind's attention in the movement of the shoulders and the shoulder blade. I keep on saying shoulders, but I mean the shoulder blade. And can I feel how when I move my shoulder blade, it starts to like loosen up the skin all around the shoulder blade. It stretches it open. It moves the shoulder blades back. It rounds the shoulder blades forward and front. It can move it up and down. But you see, like, all of that movement is happening, right, as you kind of explore. So this is what's happening when you're exploring, but you can start to really get conscious of how you're moving those shoulder blades. Yes. So this is an easy way of like when you're feeling stuck and you're like, oh my God, I don't, or you're feeling like I have so much to do, I don't know what to start with, I'm very confused, blah, blah, blah. You start to utilize one body part. Today we're using the shoulder blades, and we're taking that and we're starting to learn how to release and relax that shoulder blade inside of the body. Utilizing and becoming aware of the whole entire body. So one more time, ankles, figure eights, knees, figure eights, hips, figure eights, spine, figure eights, and then you focus on your shoulder blades as they kind of like, la, 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 move around inside of the body. So let me know in the comments if you feel that, and if this is helpful, and just notice if as you move, let's just say I decide, okay, I'm moving now, and I really let myself get into it, like the length of this video, just allow yourself to, just participate. What happens when I start to kind of slow the movement down and you start to notice, oh wow, the body is moving on its own. Because if all of a sudden I say, okay, stop moving, very unlikely if you're really listening to your body, that you're like, oh, there is like a continuous motion and movement. And you start to realize, oh wow, okay, the body itself, it knows how to move. There is already an intelligent life force. There is already a level of understanding inside the body as they move, because the body knows what it needs and what it wants. It knows what feels good. And that's the point of this. It's like, let's start to allow the body to feel good. Allow the body to learn how to relax, even though we don't know the answer. And then all of a sudden now the body helps us understand, okay, all right, I can start to take this energy that is all going up in my head and all of this thinking, and I can start to literally put it back inside of the body. And let yourself now, as you kind of slow down, just start to like feel. What does it feel like? And sometimes we need a lot longer to kind of be in it, right? If you're feeling very stuck and you don't use the body a lot, or you're not in the body, or you haven't spent time in the body today, let yourself really take the time to explore inside there with your shoulder blades. And then that way, there's a little bit of a freed up energy. And you go to the point where you're like, oh, okay, all right. I'm starting to feel a little bit more loose, more relaxed. And then maybe you take a moment just to kind of like walk around and just notice, okay, what does it feel like with these new shoulders? Like, what does it feel like when I walk? Because so often when we're in public, we're just like, let me walk, and we're just so stiff, or we're holding our bag, and we don't even like realize or recognize, like, wow, oh my gosh, there's so much rigidity there. And maybe you need to continue this somatic practice throughout the day, finding your way, walking, and just starting to feel the loosey-goosiness of your shoulders. And then you let the answers that you're looking for come to you, instead of like, oh, let me try to figure it out. And once you're in that place where you just feel a little bit more relaxed, or a lot more relaxed, then the time is to ask yourself, well, what's the next most obvious action? And for some of us who have been feeling very burnt out, sometimes the answer is, I really just need to sit outside. If you're here in Montreal, it's beautiful, and stare at the birds and the trees. And then what happens is, once we continue to calm the nervous system, let the body relax, guess what? The answer that you're looking for, it comes to you. So when you're feeling stuck, what I suggest is not necessarily go right away into the mind and try to figure everything out. Now, for some of us, the practice, if we're not feeling completely overwhelmed, then we're just like, oh, we just needed a moment to kind of like come back into the body. Sometimes we can go right back into work and like, okay, now I'm ready. So you need to assess, am I really in this place where I've kind of been stuck and overwhelmed for a long time? So that means most likely I'll need a little bit more time to just like unwind. Or, I just haven't moved a lot today, and I just kind of need to reset myself and then get back to work. So you need to decide and be honest with yourself. Because if you're still feeling stuck after just a little bit of movement, it most likely means, okay, I need to continue that stem of relaxation so that I can move and let the answers come to me. And if that was enough, then, and you're like, okay, I'm ready, and you can go back to work, and your mind is a little bit more clear, and you're able to kind of move forward, then great. And if not, then choose a path where you're not forcing, right? You're not forcing to get unstuck. And like, even when you're moving, some people, like, when they have like tension, or they tend to do is like, and they almost like they get mad at their body, and then they're trying to fix the body, right? In that one part, and it's kind of like you're looking at the one thing like this, and that's kind of like what the mind does. So this is why I'm talking about, like, use your feet, use your ankles, use your knees, use your hips, use your spine to support the shoulder blades loosening up in your body. So I hope this somatic practice was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. We are starting our somatic journey right away in summer. I'm offering a 60% discount to Awakening the Soul Entrepreneur, Awakening the Soul Entrepreneur. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put the link inside the comments here. And there's a link for entrepreneurs, but there's also a link for people who are not into entrepreneurship, Awaken the Soul. And what those two containers are, it's a container for a somatic practice to help you realize your dreams in business, realize your dreams in life, realize your dreams in your relationship, in your health. So it creates like a container to figure out, first of all, like, what do I want? Where do I want to go? And then taking strategic action steps to get there. It's so funny. I was with a client today, and she had to just do one thing. This is one thing, and she's like, okay, so our next session, okay, so before I do that, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that, and I'm like, let's just do that one thing now. And she's like, what? Okay, and we just did that one action. So that's what I want to offer. I want to offer a somatic container that helps you create a clear North Star of where you want to go, in the direction of where you want to go in your business, in your health, in your life, in your relationships, and be able to take strategic action in that direction. Because so often, sometimes it just takes your mentor, your coach to just say, okay, yes, that thing that you've been working on, that thing that you know and you have to do, let's do that action now. Versus only staying in the body, feeling good, and then, okay, see you next week. It's coming into the body, processing all of our emotions, and then what is the next most obvious action? Is it more time to just create more space energetically? So I always ask us, what is the most strategic action energetically, spiritually, and what is the most strategic action, most profitable action for your business? And then we take those. So that's what I did today with my client. Like, we're gonna do this, and then we're meeting again tomorrow, and I'm like, she was like, okay, so should we do this, this? I'm like, no, we're gonna do this, I don't want to reveal her stuff, so I'm just saying, like, we are going to do this, like, wipe away all of the other stuff. And that's what helps when you have a mentor or a coach. So so that's it. So that's the program that's happening. I'm giving a 60% discount because it is a high touch premium program, and I'm going to be working with you side by side. We're going to be working on, when you work in the somatic body, what happens is things become revealed. Things that you don't necessarily even know are holding you back become revealed in the body. It's a doorway to understanding, why is it that I want to do this thing and I just don't do it, and it gives it space to kind of evolve and transform. And so we're going to practice utilizing the somatic body, utilizing the way the mind works, utilizing the way our energy works, so that we can take the energy that is viable, instead of stuck somewhere in a thought or in an idea or even in the physical body energetically. And we're going to move that energy and then take the energy that we've created, the clarity that we created, and put it towards action. Because if you're empathic, like most of the clients I work with, the people who feel everything and feel emotion and feel like even before they've done something, they can feel what it feels like. So that's why a lot of the overwhelm happens, a lot of the stuckness happens, is because you can already feel something happening before it happens. So we want to work with that really great asset of being able to feel, so that the feelings don't overwhelm you and crush you, and you get what's the word? You debilitated by it. We want to work with it, let it emerge, and then when we freed up that energy, put it towards our North Star, where we want to go. So that's what we're going to be doing in that program. Is like being able to gain clarity, work with a physical, mental, and energetic body, and then move it into action. So that's it. If you're interested in that, I'm going to place a link down below in the comments, and you can let me know, well, Jamie, I'm ready for a breakthrough yoga coaching call. And on that call, what we're going to do is we're going to get to the work. We're going to see where you are stuck in the physical body, where you're stuck in the mind, and where you're stuck in energy. And that will be like the domino effect to help you move towards where you want to go. So that's it. So I will see you next week. Thank you so much for your for being you, and I'll see you next week. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know how the practice went, and DM me if you're ready for a breakthrough yoga coaching call. Bye, everybody.